All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Monday Night Football. We got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Houston Texans. In today's video, I'm going to dive into this game. I'll give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any other plays, like player props that we like in this game as well. But make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment. My final plays will be down there over on the Guy Boston site, so make sure to go ahead and keep an eye on that. But this is a weird one, right? So we'll dive into it here. We have Dallas coming in at 3-6, ATS 2-6-1, and they're yet to get a win at home. They're 0-4 at home this year. Houston has kind of been up and down. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries. We'll talk about that in just a second. But Houston comes in at 6-4, 4-5-1 against the number. And then in terms of what they've done on the road, 2-3. But more importantly, they've lost 2 straight games in which, yeah, they looked a little bit more like themselves and a little bit better against Detroit last week. But let's not forget that weird one against against the Jets, in which Houston lost 21-13. So, like I said, it is a weird one here. Houston, 7-point favorites in this one, total at 41.5. Let's go ahead and dig into the dashboard here. We're going to pop it up on the screen, and you can see here, there's a lot of red on the Dallas side of things. We know Dak Prescott's out. I think Dowdle's back, but Dak Prescott's out. Cooper Rush is going to be the quarterback. We can see that with the depth chart over here. So far this year, Dallas has been completely up and down. And I already mentioned they've been stinking at home, right? In terms of points per game, 31st in terms of where they rank scoring points per game at just 14.8. 32nd in terms of defense. They're allowing 38.3 points per game at home this year. Now, obviously, we have the Detroit game in which that's going to skew things, but overall, this Dallas team has not looked all that great. But Houston, yeah, there's a lot of green here on the road, a lot of green here on the full season, but the last 3 weeks here, the offense has kind of quieted it down. The defense has been still really, really good. We can see in terms of DVOA rankings, second best defense in the league, 4th in the pass, 2nd in the run, and obviously over here as well, you can see there's only a couple positions in which positionally Houston is kind of soft against, but not against the QB, not against the running back, not against the tight end. I guess you could make some arguments for receivers, but actually against wide receiver ones, a minus 13% production increase. So even CD may not be the best of, spots for him this week with Dallas. So where do we come out in terms of what we like in this one? Well, like I said, 7 is the number here. That is a little bit too much to be throwing out there, in my opinion, if you are the Texans. But overall, there's nothing that makes me want to get to the Dallas side here. Cooper Rush does not look like someone I want to trust. I don't know if we can trust this run game whatsoever against the Texans defense that actually is pretty good. Like I said, some of their, front-facing numbers may not look all that great, but DVOA metrics, which I trust those numbers a lot, put them as the second best run defense in the entire league this year. So, yeah, you have a hungry team in Houston that is looking to get back in the win column after 2 losses, right? With Nico Collins coming back to your offense, who was wide receiver 1 and leading the league in receiving when he got injured. So now he's back. You have Mixon. There's just too many guys on this Houston team that I think will overpower this Dallas defense. So to me, it's just not a big enough number to go on the Dallas side of things. So give me Houston in this spot. When it comes to a total, I almost want to look at a Houston team total over. We'd need to get to 24, and that one, 23.5 is probably the number as of right now. So that is slightly high, but that's where I might go before looking at the total overall. It is 41.5 right now, which seems kind of low, but I really just do not know what we're getting out of this Cowboys team. They obviously have Lamb, and I like Dowdle long-term and whatnot, but no Dak, him being out is massive for this team. Not that he was having a phenomenal season, but Cooper Rush to Dak Prescott is a pretty big, or Dak Prescott to Cooper Rush, I should say, is a pretty big drop in production. So, yeah, I'm going to lean towards, just a Texas team total over in terms of them going out there and getting their points, right? In terms of what we can get at that, let's see if we can pull up their live number right now. 23.5. Yeah, that's probably the one that I would look at. Way better odds if you look at 24.5, but obviously a key number there. But guys, we do have at least one player prop spot that I'm liking as of right now. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Again, to recap, I think I like the Texans. 7 is a big number, but I really can't get to the Cowboys side of things. And I like the Texas team total over. That may be a better look overall. But let's jump into a player prop that I'm liking. Joe Mixon over 15.5 receiving yards. This is him on the season. He has hit this in 5 of 7 games. On the road here, you can see he's looked decent, not so much as of late. In fact, his last 2 road games, he didn't hit it in, but the targets weren't really there. Three targets, 2 catches, no targets in that Jets game, but that was a really weird and kind of messy game, right? I'm more inclined to trust the larger body of work. And you can see here, Dallas, in terms of receiving yards allowed to opposing teams, 227.6, right, as a total. But that includes wide receivers, tight ends. They're ranked 17th, middle of the pack. You filter it over to running back specifically, and boom, we're seeing running backs absolutely have some good receiving yard games against this Dallas team. You have them ranked at the 26th in terms of preventing that. So what is that? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6th worst, right? Allowing nearly 39 yards per game to the running back position. We only need 15, like less than half of that. And if we want to look at their game logs against here too, this is versus Dallas this season, right? And we're going to scroll down to running backs. Okay. Ford hit it. Even Pierre Strong hit it. Alvin Kamara hit it. Derrick Henry and Justice Hill both hit it, right? Singletary and Tracy, okay, I guess Tyrone Tracy did, so one of the two there. You have Najee Harris, he cashed it. Gibbs cashed it. You have Guerrero, it's Guerrendo, the backup there for San Francisco, he cashed it. Oh, Bijan Robinson, cashed. And then last week was the first one where we kind of see lack thereof, but Saquon only 1 target for 12 yards. Like, even he was only 3 yards away from making that happen. So I think that Joe Mixon could be involved here. Like I mentioned, it's going to come down to the targets, but you can see he's getting 3.4 targets per game, averaging 10.7 yards per reception. So if he catches 2 of those 3 targets, technically we should be looking at a 20 ball from him in terms of receiving yards. So that is the player prop spot I'm looking at in this game as of right now. But like I said, keep an eye on the final plays for any ads, or say we find things. We're going to continue to look into this one to see if we can find some value. So keep an eye on the final plays. But as of right now, I like Houston and them scoring a lot of points, as well as Mixon's over in receiving yards. It's just kind of where my head is at in this game as of right now. I do think that Nico Collins is going to come back, and that's going to be a big boost. I think that he could have a good game, but overall, we don't know exactly what we're bound to get out of him, right? Like, if we do take a peek at what he's offering here, Nico Collins, 49.5 receiving yards. You could see here, last game he played was Buffalo. The dude was absolutely cashing it and crushing it. 2024, he was going absolutely off. Wide receivers, not so much different than what Dallas allows normally, 17th to 18th. But to me, I just want to see what Nico has in the tank before we go and roll with something. Plus 130. Like, I just feel like his lines are super inflated for him coming back. Even to score a touchdown here, plus 135, right? So we'll probably be a little hesitant and hold off there. But to me, Joe Mixon is in a good spot here, as well as I like Texans to kind of clean up. So yeah, that's going to wrap for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.